Hello everybody. In today's class we will discuss about Amphioxus, which is also known as branchiostoma. Amphioxus is a marine form and it is also a burrowing form. So it makes burrows in the soft mud of the seashores. It is also called as the lancelet because it resembles a lance which has a pointed end. In this case, you can see that the animal has two pointed ends. Both anterior and posterior ends are pointed. The animal is around 5 to 8 centimeters in length and it is fish-like. So the body is streamlined. And the body is divided into it is divided into the trunk and the tail, and there is no head. So, and at the anterior part of the body is found a little hood which is known as the oral hood, and the oral hood bears the oral cirri. Located within the oral hood is present the wheel organ, and in close proximity to the wheel organ is present the mouth, which leads into the pharynx. The pharynx has numerous gill slits. The dorsalmost part of the body has the notochord, which runs from one end to the other. On basis of the fact that it is present in the anterior part of the animal, this animal is put under the subphylum Cephalochordata. So this is the notochord which is on the dorsal side of the animal. So on just a little above the notochord is present the nerve cord. And as we know that there are three fins present. One is a dorsal fin, the second is a caudal fin, and the third is a ventral fin. So dorsal, caudal and ventral. And the ventralmost part of the body of the animal has a fold. In fact, these are two folds which are referred to as metapleural folds or metapleura. And in close proximity to the metapleura are present the gonads. No sexual dimorphism is evident. Sexes are separate. Here, the main thing about the animal is filter feeding. So what happens is the water enters into the oral hood, carrying the food particles, and by the beating of the cilia of the wheel organ, the water passes through the mouth into the pharynx. The pharynx has a number of gill slits. So through the gill slits, the water passes into the endostyle, which is just beneath the pharynx. The endostylar cells produce mucus, a sheet of mucus. So the food gets entrapped within the mucus, and then this mucus sheet is directed towards the digestive system for further digestion of food particles to take place. And the water percolates into the atrium and it is released to the outside by the atriopore. The main excretory cells are the solenocytes or the flame cells. And as we know, sexes are separate and development is indirect and it involves a larval form. So this is about Amphioxus, the various features of the Amphioxus. Let me just repeat this for you. It is pointed. It has a pointed body, a streamlined body having no head, but only two parts of the body are present, that is the trunk and the tail. Folds are three: dorsal fin, caudal fin and the ventral fin. And ventrally, two metapleural folds are present, gonads are present but no sexual dimorphism. Then on the dorsal side, you find the notochord, which runs from the anteriormost end till the posterior end, and upper to that, that is above the notochord, is present the nerve cord, and we find that the excretion is by means of solenocytes. Sexes are separate. Indirect development takes place, and it involves the larval forms. Now let us go into the history of Amphioxus. So the first person who was able to study Amphioxus was Pallas in 1774, and he clubbed Amphioxus into the phylum Mollusca because it resembled Limax or the snail, and he called it as Limax lanceolatus. Next was Costa in 1834, and he called it Branchiostoma. Yarrell in 1836 called the animal as Amphioxus lanceolatum because of its fish-like form and pointed ends. And Wiley, because it looked like a fish, he put it under Pisces. Next, Gregory in 1936 felt that urochordates and cephalochordates have arisen from a common ancestor, and that was a degenerate form of Agnatha, or the jawless vertebrates, and a particular jawless fish, Phamoicteus, has been discovered, and it has three features at least. One is notochord, the other are the myotomes, and the third is the eye. So as far as notochord and myotomes are concerned, it is very much similar to Amphioxus. Then came Garstang. Garstang and Beryl felt that the urochordates developed neotenic larva, and as we know, neoteny is retention of larval features in the adult. But here no metamorphosis had occurred, and therefore from this neotenic larva, cephalochordates and vertebrates developed. Next came Yarrell, White, Gregory and Newman, and they felt that Amphioxus was very close in similarities to the chordates, but also dissimilar on certain counts. So they have classified Amphioxus under cephalochordates.